In the news tonight, over $3 billion in cannabis sativa plants destroyed in joint operation in Berbice. And Flubess replaces Jermaine Figueroa as Shadow Minister of Sports as opposition leader makes parliamentary reshuffle of MPs.
And I thought in the circumstance, we need an activist-oriented person there who is involved in sport.
The joint operation by ranks of the Guyana Police Force and the Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard has led to the discovery of 10 acres with approximately 6,000 cannabis sativa plants ranging from 3 inches to 6 feet in height and about 8,000 pounds of dry cannabis sativa in a house. According to a report from the Guyana Police Force acting on information received, the joint services ranks went to Gatroy, Upper Berbice River, where they destroyed the cannabis sativa plants, 2 makeshift camps, 1 wooden house, and a quantity of farming tools. The estimated value of the cannabis sativa destroyed is over $3 billion. No one was arrested. After making some major portfolio changes in Parliament, Opposition Leader Orbie Norton today offered his reasoning for the reshuffle. Speaking at his weekly press conference, Norton said the whole purpose of the reshuffle is to make the opposition more effective and efficient as members of Parliament. Norton has moved AFC leader Kemal Ramjatan to Shadow Minister of Home Affairs. He replaces Gita Chandan Edmund, who will now move to governance. AFC Member of Parliament David Patterson will be the Shadow Minister of Public Works and will still be the opposition's lead person on oil and gas. Coretta MacDonald will serve as Shadow Minister of Education. She replaces Natasha Singh Lewis, who was shifted to Human Services. One of the moves that has raised eyebrows in some circles was the removal of Jermaine Figueroa as Shadow Minister of Youth, Sport and Culture, and he was replaced by Nima Flubess.
You have youth, sport and culture, where there are a lot of grounds unfinished across this country. A lot of work should be done in youth, sport and culture. Needs to be done. And I thought in the circumstance, we need an activist-oriented person there who is involved in sport. And that naturally led to Nima Flubess. And it is on that basis the decision was taken to put Nima Flubess in the area of youth, sport and culture. And like all the others who would have moved, like I said, though Gita is moving from Home Affairs to governance, she can speak on matters. The same is true about Figueroa. He has responsibility for Region 10, he's the regional MP, and he can address youth, sport and culture. But the shadow minister, the person who will shadow it, will be Nima Flubess.
Norton brushed aside claims that Figueroa was removed as a result of him shaking hands with the president. Norton made it clear that he never instructed any members of Parliament not to shake the hands of the president.
There was never handshaking policy in the... All right, no, I'm saying there was never handshaking policy. I said at the time when I didn't shake the president's hand, I wasn't going to shake the hand of the president. And I held to that. I have never instructed or said to any member of Parliament they should not shake the president's hand. And if they want to deal with the reality, since that incident, the president and I met at the Seventh-day Adventist church activity, and all and sundry will tell you I shook his hand because I thought that was an environment in which we should. Now, I have seen Roysdale Foods. I think I've seen a Manza. I've seen many MPs shook the president's hand, and not one of them could say I called them and tell them anything about shaking the president's hands. My symbolic non-shaking of the president's hand was to signal that it is not business as usual. And I'm going to just give you a photo up.
The opposition leader feels that these moves provide the opportunity for the regional MPs to do more work in their regions.
Drink and taste, you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime, it's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime, extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more is eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted a preliminary list of electors, PLE, at popular locations in all the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether your particulars or that of other electors are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, the 22nd of January 2024. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Guyana's Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George is urging the bar, especially the Demerara Bar, to persuade their clients to focus on alternative dispute resolution and to be more open to mediation and settlement of cases. The Chief Justice commented on the opening of the Law Year 2024,
thereby allowing for the timelier disposition of matters. I highlight that over the years, the Supreme Court has sponsored mediation training for staff, lawyers, and justice sector partners, with the most recent being training in mediation in family matters in 2023. Settlement of cases is the only way to manage the high volume of matters. So I urge, let 2024 result in greater settlement of cases, more so through the court mediation services.
According to the Chief Justice, in criminal jurisdiction, in recognition of the need to better manage criminal cases in the High Court and Magistrates Courts, the Chancellor has commissioned criminal procedures rules for review by the Rules Committee.
These rules will provide for more robust case management and greater efficiency in the adjudication of criminal cases. So let me put all stakeholders on notice, especially the police, prosecutors, and the bar. You will have to be prepared to promote the overriding objective of having cases dealt with in a very timely manner.
Chief Justice Roxanne George noted that to ensure efficiency, they will continue judicial education and staff training throughout the Judicial Education Institute.
Anshul, I'm the manager over here at Brooklyn Institute of Vocational Training. We provide home health tech training here. For that, we have flexible classes, which includes morning, evening, and the weekend class. You can choose any class, whichever is convenient for you. Also, this career is now at the peak. This career pay rate increases from 1909 till up to 2109 now. I speak different languages, which includes Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Bangla. And our certificate is recognized all over the New York because we are licensed from Board of Education. Once you graduated from our school, you can work with any agency anywhere in New York. Our address is 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. Guys, I know the name is Brooklyn Institute, but we are located in Queens. I repeat the address, 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. 11419 is our zip code. And my number is 929-386-0092. If you have any questions, you can always call me and I will be happy to answer all your questions. Don't forget to check our website www.mybrooklyn.institute.com. Come join our school and get home health aid certificate, as we like to believe changing lives one student at a time.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and if your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023, a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. For inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were last registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction in his or her particulars must provide the relevant original documents: birth certificate and deed poll in the case of a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card in the case of name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who was registered in her married name but who is now desirous of returning to her maiden name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate in the case of correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on January 15, 2024. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I am Avinash Narain.
First met Avinash through one of my friends, and it was an instant meeting between two souls.
Crystal is a genuine person. She loves fashion.
He's one of those souls that once you meet him, it's hard not to love him.
My grandmother, my mother, and her eldest sister, they were seamstresses. And I guess that's where my inspiration came from. It was very hard for me coming out to my family. Back then, being gay wasn't accepted. There is still a lot of stigma and discrimination attached to us. But at the end of the day, I'm human just like you are.
It's important for me to be an ally on such an important topic because he's my friend. He's also a human being and everybody needs support.
Amidst frequent complaints by the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Jeremy Figueroa, about the work of the committee being stalled due to the absence of PPP government ministers who are part of the committee, Governance Minister Gail Teixeira said that's not the case.
The Public Accounts Committee, members may wish to get into all sorts of political sparring. The issue is that the Public Accounts Committee there are no differences or vast differences. The other thing they say is that since you have to have a quorum, this has led to a decrease. We can show with the numbers that in fact it has not led to a decrease in the number of sittings versus the period when ministers sat in government. And so ministers have sat on the PAC in the 10th Parliament and in the 12th Parliament. 10th and 11th Parliament. Ministers sat there. And the numbers, when we brought in the quorum, have not changed, have not, led to a decline in the number of sittings of the Public Accounts Committee. So my thing is get the facts. I'm not willing to get into debate with those who shout every time but don't want to tell the public the actual numbers that are taking place.
The minister offered her take on the issue.
But when a REO and at the PAC, and you know that, the former PSs and REOs don't come, they come sometime, they don't come back, and so you're left there with hanging questions. That is part of the slow up of what's going on with the PAC, which for some reason the opposition doesn't want to talk about. But the amount of times that agencies are told to come back with information, and they come back, the sitting PSs or REOs say, look, we can't find the documents, we've tried, and so there are those issues that are confronting us. How are we as a PAC going to deal with that? That's something the PAC members have to discuss in situ and come up with how we're going to formulate these reports. That do we give people a carte blanche? Do we make recommendations that they should be punished in some form, disciplined in some form? Because the whole issue of a permanent secretary in REO is that their tenure, their responsibility is only not when their tenure is in vogue, but also when they are responsible for the period of their responsibilities afterwards. And so that issue has to be dealt with in terms of people feeling that they're finished, they're gone, they don't have to come back. And so these are issues that are new issues because we never had that before. I've not experienced that in the PAC.
She said unlike Guyana, around the world the Public Accounts Committee generally meets once a month. The minister noted that the PAC has benefited from support from the Canadian Audit and Accountability Foundation in terms of training. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.